Shiv, there are three aspects to this. One, the deployment of security forces in the Kashmir Valley, north of Pir Panjal. It's very intensive. You have much more deployment of the army, the Central Reserve Police Force and the Jammu and Kashmir Police in those areas. So terrorists have very little area to maneuver, whether it's North Kashmir, Central Kashmir or South Kashmir. But you'd recall, Shiv, the moment there were brigades that were removed from South Kashmir and a vacuum was created, terrorists came and occupied that area, and that entire Burhan Wani episode had taken place, and then again additional forces had to be deployed to weed terrorists out from that area. So Kashmir by and large has been sanitized. Post 370, the focus remained north of Pir Panjal. South of Pir Panjal, incidentally, had been declared terror-free because for years there wasn't a single terror attack. And that's because the Gujars and the Bakarwals, predominantly the people who live there, they'd given a lot of intelligence inputs to both the Jammu and Kashmir police and to the army, and terrorists had been wiped out. But this is an area that is used as a transit point, Shiv. So terrorists infiltrate from Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, get into the Poonch Rajouri belt, and then use that Hajipir belt to infiltrate, go into South Kashmir, use that Mughal Road belt to get into South Kashmir, or to go to North Kashmir, or to operate south of Pir Panjal. That's why this is major when it comes to terror. Again, Shiv, higher reaches are snowed in, so terrorists cannot operate there. They come to lower reaches in Kashmir, massive deployment. This area, thin deployment. Also, the moment Galwan incident took place, some forces were pulled out and deployed there. Again, a vacuum is created. The moment a vacuum is created, terrorists occupy that area. I had covered Operation Sarpvinash when the Pakistanis had actually built camps inside India, and special forces and helicopters had to be used during Operation Sarpvinash to neutralize terrorists. That area was declared terror-free. I've also covered this area, Shiv, incidentally, in the late 1990s when armored personal carriers had to be used to take the army out. Morning to evening, they would have road opening parties, and post-sundown, this area was heavily infested with terrorists. That's the effort of the Pakistani terrorists right now when they're sending their bat teams. Remember, this is an area where they beheaded our soldiers at the LC. So there is no thinning out of troops at the LC. There was some thinning out in the hinterland. There were some additional forces that are now moving in. Bringing in special forces for these operations is dangerous. Shiv, if you permit me 30 seconds, there's another aspect which is very important. Indian Army has been battling terrorists here for decades. So somewhere, Pakistan is actually studying the standard operating procedures of the Indian Army, and in two instances, from what my sources tell me, the moment walkie-talkies or Thuraya phones or satellite phones are switched on and signal intelligence homes on, that information is given out either to the local battalion or to the special forces. That is how terrorists are luring in our soldiers into an ambush, striking and disappearing, because they know the moment there is signal intelligence, troops will march for the kill. Now that is where perhaps, and you know, army officers on the broadcast can tell us better, veterans, whether you need to use more technology, use time to your advantage, and not come under pressure to kill, to either kill terrorists the same night or to show kills in this area, because we just cannot afford our fatalities, whether it was 5 para-commandos last time or 5 soldiers today, or that ambush that took place where Hamas, terrorists had body cams and cameras on their phone when they ambushed a lone truck. Again, violation of SOP by the army. They ambushed a lone truck and killed our soldiers. So this is where the army needs to be a step ahead of these terrorists instead of the other way around.